Hi everyone, this is Dino Chris from Prehistoric Facts. This is an Answering Questions episode. I'm outside right now, and if you hear some wind chimes, I'm sorry about that. I can't do anything about that. But let's actually get right down to some of these questions, shall we? Mike from Beaverton, Oregon. What are the main differences between Acrocanthosaurus and Tyrannotitan? Well, both of them are part of the Carcharodontosaurid family, and both of them are kind of near the same time in terms of their age, because they're part of the early Cretaceous period. But probably the main differences between them, considering that one is actually a basal Carcharodontosaurid and the other one is just a plain Carcharodontosaurid. And so Tyrannotitan is actually a plain Carcharodontosaurid. Acrocanthosaurus is a basal Carcharodontosaurid. And so both of them are actually going to be nearly the same size, except Tyrannotitan could actually be a bit longer than Acrocanthosaurus, but in terms of anatomical features, the main difference is actually going to be bone structure and also the spine. Acrocanthosaurus has got taller spines on its back, and so Tyrannotitan does not have that. And so then we actually see the bone structure of both of these animals is that Acrocanthosaurus has got more muscle mass than Tyrannotitan. Both of them are going to be nearly the same weight. It's just that Acrocanthosaurus is going to be a tad bit heavier because of the muscle mass. And their skulls are actually going to be a tad bit different. Acrocanthosaurus' skull is a little bit more narrow than Tyrannotitan's, but they still actually give a pretty good bite to their prey. And both of them actually go after sauropod dinosaurs, and so that actually makes a lot of sense for them to actually be going after the sauropod dinosaurs, because their teeth are actually designed to slice and dice, and so that's pretty much what they're going to do. And also Acrocanthosaurus' arms are actually going to be pretty and Acrocanthosaurus' arms are actually going to be a little bit stronger, as they use them a little bit more to grab and hang on, but Acrocanthosaurus can't use their arms against sauropods. They usually do use them against smaller prey, probably like Tenontosaurus, or early iguanodontids, certain like that, certain dinosaurs like that. But the anatomical differences, the spines, bone structure, and even the skull are actually going to be the main differences between the two. So Acrocanthosaurus is actually going to be a little bit more different than Tyrannotitan. So hopefully that actually answers your question. Then Benjamin from Hong Kong has got a few questions. Is Metriacanthosaurus an ancestor to Acrocanthosaurus? The answer is no. They may nearly have the same name, but that doesn't mean they're related. And so Metriacanthosaurus is a megalosaurid, and megalosaurids are not related to the Carcharodontosaurids. The allosaurs are related to Carcharodontosaurids. And so Acrocanthosaurus is a close relative in the past, in terms of the Jurassic, would be Allosaurus. And so that actually makes more sense, is that the Carcharodontosaurids almost look like Allosaurids, but they're bigger, and also there's a little bit more differences. You don't see any crests on the heads, or like above the eyes, or any parts of the heads. And also Acrocanthosaurus has different has a different tooth structure. And also Acrocanthosaurus is much larger than Metriacanthosaurus. Metriacanthosaurus is pretty much the same size as your typical megalosaurus, and so that actually will answer that question. Are the teeth of Torvosaurus as sharp as those of Mapusaurus? They're going to be really close. It's just that Mapusaurus' teeth are nearly similar to Giganotosaurus, which are much thinner and actually much sharper, and the serrations are actually sharper than Torvosaurus. Torvosaurus is a type of megalosaurid, so their teeth are actually going to be a tad bit different. They're nearly similar, but they're both blade-like or knife-like teeth for slicing and dicing. It's just that the bite forces are going to be nearly similar. It's just that megalosaurid teeth are just not as strong as those of like allosaurids, Carcharodontosaurids, or even Tyrannosaurus. They're not going to be this. They're not going to be like that, and so that answers your question. And I think this next question that you're asking me, I think you actually, okay, there you go. You actually gave it a better. I think you edited it not too long ago, because earlier on it was Torvosaurus, but anyway, what's the difference between Eotriceratops and Triceratops? Well, I think Eotriceratops is no longer a valid species anymore. And I think if I researched this, is that Eotriceratops is probably a different form of, I want to say, of Triceratops, but I could be wrong. But I think it's probably a type of Chasmosaur, if I remember correctly. I know Triceratops and Eotriceratops are actually part of the Chasmosaurian ceratopsian group, but probably I think Eotriceratops is no longer a valid species because both of the species are actually very similar. If I remember correctly, Eotriceratops has got a much bigger skull than Triceratops, if I remember correctly, and I'm not totally sure what are the total differences, but I think Eotriceratops has got a much bigger skull, and it's probably heavier than Triceratops. I don't think it's larger than Triceratops. It might be heavier, but I'm not totally sure. Somebody let me know in the comments section about some of the what's happened to Eotriceratops. Is it still a valid species, or is it an invalid species? So let me know in the comments section down below. But I'm not totally sure about those two, Benjamin. But I know Triceratops is considered to be one of the largest ceratopsian dinosaurs to ever live, and it's a more iconic dinosaur. All right, that's it for now. And the next week would actually be a special episode. So let me know in the comment section, or otherwise email me at dinocris71@gmail.com, or on the Facebook page Prehistoric Facts of DinoChris, and give me your suggestions on. Let's just do a dinosaur found in England. Let me know in the comments. Let me know about that, and tell me which dinosaur from England you want me to talk about. And so do it on PowerPoint, and that would actually be coming out on next week, Friday. And you can still send me questions about dinosaurs or any other prehistoric life by emailing me at dinocris71@gmail.com, or just go to my Facebook page, Prehistoric Facts of DinoChris. Like the page, you get your posted questions on the wall or in the comments section. But remember to keep your questions short to the point. You can also follow me on Twitter at CSGRALL. That's my Twitter page. I post pretty cool stuff on there. Also, take care of people around you. Notice for younger people out there, to make sure to listen to your parents, your teachers, and your guardians. It's the best motivation you can have for good education. It's very important to have a good education. With a good education, you get a good job in the future. All right, that's it for now, and I'll see you guys next week, Friday.